Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 144 of NasCard Radio, where
It's a.
trading cards and racing meet. What?
I was going to say it's a square. It's a squared number episode. 12
It,
times 12.
yeah, we're square. So see square there and there. Okay. I'm your pal Val. With me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA and White Castle Hall of Famer, Logan. Logan, how are you today?
Well, I think I'm feeling thick as a brick.
As a brick, I hear you.
Yeah, check it out. I bet you people can guess exactly where this is from. So
Brickyard.
the brickyard.
We got a good show. Yeah, that's kind of a lead in here for our show for today. We have racing recap. We're gonna, well, it's one of the greatest weekends, racing weekends, and I guess on the calendar, right?
hmm
So we'll
I
talk
will
a little.
be. I will be camped all day on the couch. F1, Indy, Coke 600. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna talk about that. And if you have been, or if you're planning on going, there's other things to do besides the race. So I can only speak about the Indy and the Coke 600. Not sure about Monaco, but I'm assuming there's things to do there. Anyway, for the U.S. folks, because majority of the listeners are U.S. And then we're going to talk about to King's Court to finish the show. So
Yeah, just kind of a shorter show tonight, because we know people have things to do this weekend instead of listening to us.
yeah, gotta get ready for gotta get ready for the race, right? So
hmm
races, and then you will not want to miss next week's show when we do the recap of all these races.
Right.
So
Yeah, because we'll have a full slate next week. We'll have five, count them, five races, five
five,
dollar foot long.
yeah, and yeah, we'll yeah, it'll be great. So we'll have a special guest. I'm sure everybody can guess, but any other housekeeping and get started here?
No, well, I guess I could mention that I saw on Twitter that Cal Katz sent off uh, autograph requests to the King, Richard Petty, and he got them back within a few weeks, and he's going to give them to his daughter for her 5th birthday, which I think is extremely cool. But I'm glad to see that he sent off and got his autograph. So I'm very proud for him, and it's just really neat.
It's awesome. We've talked about him, or talked about getting through the mail autographs from him uh, through the whole 140 something episodes of the show with Jason and with you, and to the through the mail to a year. Um, Fantastic looking autograph. I would challenge you to find a better autograph than his, even at his age right now. So
There's nobody that has an autograph that can compare to the King. Nobody.
yeah, and where he stands in racing lore as well. So
Absolutely. So I challenge anybody to show me an autograph that's better than Richard Petty's. Because in my opinion, no way.
it's like artwork anyway.
hmm
Yeah, so that's awesome that he got that. That's I'm glad. We've been talking about the stuff that folks were able to do that, and now actually is another good time to send off because I don't know if they do something for July 4th, or well, they're in town. Well, it's probably too late now, but to um to get him, his turnaround times are quick anyway. But because
Yeah.
as we talked about before, he's always want to send him to the Petty Museum
Yeah.
because he's always stopping in there to sign stuff. So because
Yeah.
he's got the merchandise or the stuff in the museum that he'll autograph anything in the museum for no charge, or send a request there. And so while he's there, he signs that too. So
Yeah. I remember going there and I bought a few odds and end things. And the ladies go, "Do you want him to autograph these? All you got to do is just have it paid to ship back." And I said, "Well, why not? If he's going to do it for nothing, that's great."
yeah,
But
well, I remember like they had tires, whatever. Like you can get a tire now, or you can have him sign it, and we'll mail it to you. So you just pay for shipping.
yeah, my son Tyler, he's got one of those that Richard Petty signed.
And it's
Yeah.
amazing how, like, depending on the size of the object, is the size of the autograph. So if you get a tire, you get a big autograph. If you get something little, yeah, he knows exactly the right size on whatever. Yeah. So if it's a tiny little
Hmm.
mini, it's a little autograph. If it's the card, it's a bigger autograph. It's a 8x10, it's a bigger one. And just anyway,
Well,
he's a
just think,
legend.
he could get those things on stickers, man. If he can get his autograph on a sticker, anybody can.
Yeah, we can talk all hour
Yeah, we
about him.
could. Yeah,
All right,
let's
so
get
all
on
right,
with our
let's keep
race
on going.
recap.
All right, so let's talk. We want to thank our sponsor, Panini America. Don't forget, Dunruss is coming out June 2nd. So they're still. I checked today, still slated for the second. So next week, and then of course our shout outs to Skid Marks, Cade Hesterman, Kyle Katz, and Tim Mousy for the YouTube comments. We read them, so please leave them. And then also shout out to the Podbean subscribers, Bill T, Feels Only 3, For the Love of the Cards, High Octane Cards, and North California Sports Shop. Thank you guys and girls for subscribing to the
Yes.
podcast and YouTube channel.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Yep. All right, let's keep it going here. Where are we going? We're going to the Craftsman Truck Series. That was race number 10, and that was the Tyson 250, Saturday, May 20th at North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. So after how many 20, 30 years, they were back
27, I
there.
think.
Yeah.
27 years or something like that.
And Kyle Larson was our winner. Highest finishing rookie was Daniel Dye.
That was cool. Go Daniel Dye.
Yeah,
One of the double D's.
he is one of the double D's. So I don't know if we should. Well, we can talk about. Let's go to Daniel Dye's
Yeah,
cards.
because we'll talk about Kyle in the next.
See,
In
I
a
didn't
couple.
want to say that because then you would know he won. So I'm sure everybody knows. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
come on.
Daniel Dye, rookie cards, first cards, 2022. 2022. Donruss. You can see there in the left, and there's different parallels to that. It's rated rookie. And then also signature series that's below that there. So for the base rated rookie, there I'm showing the silver there and the plain, but all the different parallels in Donruss with Carolina blue and green and stuff. He does not have an optic card. Then over in 2022, Panini Chronicles, clearly Donruss, Obsidian, Phoenix, Stars and Stripes, and Spectra. So I have the Stars and Stripes. No, I have the Phoenix down below to the right. I think that was it. And then 2022 Prism, card number 11. And so the parallels with that, also signature series. And so you can see the red, white, and blue there to the left middle with the two Prism signatures there, the gold version, and then I think that's the. I don't even know what that other one is. If it's a silver, I think it is. Oh, the hollow. So he's got. I wanted to show the auto to show that he's got a pretty good auto for your younger
He
guys.
does. I'm digging his auto. It's for these days and times, that's exceptional.
Yeah, and then he's also in 2022 Panini National Treasures with card number 100, and I can't remember what the other one is, but it's in how they have all those National Treasures subsets and stuff. So, but that is Daniel Dye, our highest finishing rookie.
Go Daniel Dye.
Yep. Next truck race that's going to be race 11. That's the North Carolina Education Lottery 200, and that's going to be at Charlotte Motor Speedway Friday, May 26th at 8:30 p.m. Night race under the lights.
Are you going to any of the races?
I am not.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Shame, shame, shame.
as a whole story. I was gonna. I don't even want to air it on here, but I was gonna try to get some tickets, but my guy left. He got another job. So
Dang it.
anyway, all right. Moving over to Xfinity Series, they were off, but race number 13 is going to be the Osco Uniforms 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's going to be Saturday, May 27th at 1 p.m. So we got a day race. And then moving over to the Cup Series. That was the NASCAR All-Star Race, and that was Sunday, May 21st at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Kyle Larson was our winner. Highest finish rookie, I guess, is Ty Gibbs at position 9.
Yeah, he came in second in the open race, and Josh Berry won the open race.
Josh Berry, man. We'll talk about him a little later, but
Yep.
I think if you listen to the show for the last 2 years, we've been talking about him. So
Yeah, we've been high on him.
yes, we have. Kyle Larson. We've talked about him a few times. I have a feeling we're going to talk about him a few more times. 2013 Press Pass Fanfare, card number 68, and the parallels, as well as Magnificent Materials, 2 versions of those, and then autographs. There's 5 versions of the autographs. Not a lot of parallels or autographs to chase in 2013 Press Pass Fanfare, and then also 2013 Press Pass Total Memorabilia. So the Fanfare is on the left, and Total Memorabilia is on the right side of the screen. That's card number 47. I think that's a 50 card set. There's only 3 other parallels of the base card, and then there's 4 autographs, the Rising Stars autographs. Boy, did Press Pass get that right.
Yeah, they actually hit a home run on that one.
Yeah, and don't forget, Josh Berry's in that set.
Yeah, so that's yeah.
And then no, I was gonna say Suarez, but he's actually in 2014. But it's a great set, and they're tough to get graded because of that silver. And then we haven't talked about it much, but on the total memorabilia on the back side, the corners have black on the corners. Like there's a square diagonal on each of the corners, and so actually it's up on top on that top picture to the right. You can see that black there in the corners. So they show wear very easily.
Very, very easily. I think it was Tim Mousy that he got. I think he pulled one of these things out of like one of those generic blaster boxes. He got a Kyle Larson autograph. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great because it's only been 2 years, 3 years that before that he was with Chip Ganassi, and he was good, but nowhere near the star he is now with all the wins. And he was going to be in some of those products, repackaged stuff, but that's a huge find now. And then trying to find 2013 Fanfare or 2013 Total Memorabilia is a big deal. It's all dried up.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for the Larson now, it's going to be for the Josh Berries trying to find that stuff.
Yep, for sure.
And moving on. Oh,
Great.
go ahead.
Next race.
Oh, no. I was going to go Ty Gibbs.
Oh, Ty freaking Gibbs. Okay, go ahead. Yep. There we go. That's it. That's
You
all we
see
need to do.
yeah.
Gibbs.
All right. I was hitting the button. I don't know why it's not showing.
It's
Oh,
showing.
there it is. All right. It wasn't for me. Okay.
You're having the same troubles I had 2
Yeah.
weeks ago where I would click and
So
it
it's
wouldn't click.
2020 Chronicles. All the base cards and stuff are in there, and then 2020 Prism only autographs.
I keep telling you, we need to record Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, I know. Well,
and then that way we can take a break, go to the bathroom, those kind of things, then come back.
Yeah, what are you doing this weekend? We'll maybe do that.
Yeah.
Next race number 15. It's going to be the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Sunday, May 28th at 6 p.m. Stages are going to be, this is the only race that has 4 stages. End of lap 100, end of lap 200, end of lap 300, end of lap 400.
It's a $4 foot long.
It is. That's a big race, long race.
Yep, it's gonna be fun.
Yep. Moving over, did I? Okay, I did take that off. I want to make sure. Moving over to Formula One, they were off. Next race, the Monaco Grand Prix, and that's going to be Sunday, May 28th at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's going to be the Circuit de Monaco. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And so you get up early and watch the Formula One race, and then moving over to IndyCar. They were off, but their next race is the 107th running of the Indianapolis 500, May 28th at 11 a.m.
Yep, it's gonna be a yard of bricks.
Yeah, so you watch the first 2 races, and then you get the rest. Take the rest of the afternoon off, and then get corralled back for the Coke 600. So let's talk about your brick. What year is that?
It's 1901 is what it says on there.
All right, so they're running 107 this year.
Yeah, they were all for the war and all that.
Mhm.
So
Well, yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty impressive.
yeah. There's a story about these bricks. Apparently, when they were removing the bricks from the brickyard, or some of them, I don't know if I don't think all of them have ever been removed, because if you've ever seen a core sample of all the different pavings and bricks, I mean, it's unbelievable. But I heard that there's like a creek that runs through part of the golf course at the track, and they threw a lot of those things in that creek. And you can go, if you go golfing, you can go fish yourself one out and then put it in your golf bag, and you got a souvenir. So that's
Yes,
what I've heard. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I've heard that same story several times over the years.
right. That track is so large; it's got a little golf course in there.
Yeah, it's got some of the holes are outside of the golf course. I think that's where the creek is, and then some of the holes are actually on the inside of the track. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I bet a lot of people don't even know that there's a golf course there. I mean, it's so big, you just don't know.
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying when we went, it was pretty cool. We didn't play golf. Next time we need to go.
I'll be a Mr. Divot. But yeah, the bricks are really really. I mean, there were several different. This is not the only brick I've got from the brickyard. This is, I think, the Culver brick is the most common one, I think. And then there's some other ones. Let's see. I've got one over here from the. I guess it's the Indiana block in Brazil, Indiana. And what's cool about this, if you look at the other side, you can see how it's worn.
Very cool.
So very cool. And I think I've got one more different one. Oh gosh, these things weigh a ton. You can hurt somebody with one of these. There's this one here. It says Poston block, but I think it's kind of the same as the original one. But this is also another one. You look at the backside of it, and you can see how it's so shiny. But
But yeah, so
yeah,
it's made for grip.
yep, it's made for grip. And like I said, these things weigh a ton. But I've had these for a long time. I bought these things a long, long time ago from some guy up in Indy, and shipping was like really expensive. You can imagine. I think these things like weigh at least 10 pounds a piece.
I'll say that before Priority Mail, because it's like 60 pounds or whatever. Anyway, but we could kind of started our next segment here about the races in the U.S. Charlotte and Indy 500. You have the race, but there's other things to do as well. And we talk about Indy if you want first. Um, right. There's the indie show, the memorabilia show, uh, and there was one previously. Me and Logan had went to a long time ago. It's and that was at the fairgrounds. I think Indy actually has something on site as well, and then they have this memorabilia show, which we think is off site. So we might actually have to make a trip next year and do some field reporting. I think
Yeah, I think this big show that they've got this year is in Plainfield, Indiana. Now, I don't know the logistics of where that is. I'm sure it's a suburb of Indy somewhere. I probably should have done some research on that, but I did not. Um, but it's supposedly, I mean, looking at some of the pictures that I've seen, it's a huge show. And I think our buddy Mike Thompson is set up there. Is that correct, Val? Is that what
that
you
is
understand?
correct. So shout out to him. Hopefully he's having a great time, and I think he's set up. So we had him on the show last year when he unveiled his IndyCar set Series One with a great photography from the old Racing Pictorial Racing Archives. So they were pretty incredible.
Yeah, and the indie show has a lot of autograph signers too. And some of the key ones are like Johnny Rutherford, Tom Sneva.
Yeah,
You know,
those are the two that popped out at me. I was like, "Ooh, man, if I was close, I'd go and get some Avalon Hills or something signed."
yeah, you got Pancho Carter, Ari Lyondike, and from NASCAR, you've got Ken Schrader. He's there. So there's a lot. Plus, there's other probably lesser known. Shouldn't maybe that's maybe not the right word to say, but drivers there as well. Some that are not people are just not familiar with.
Right.
But that's really cool. I mean, they've got. I'm looking at it right now. They've got like 11 or 12 autograph guests over the 3 days. It's actually started. We're filming. We're recording. Well, we are filming too. We are recording on Thursday night, and the show started on Thursday, so it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday show. So I did some ciphering. That's like 3 days.
Yeah, so you want to go a little earlier. I think when we went, it was maybe it was a Friday Saturday show. I think it was
I think
Friday
so.
Saturday when it was at the fairgrounds. But if it's any indication, there's a lot of memorabilia there with NASCAR. But the majority is IndyCar, but there will be other racing as well. And
Right.
I'm sure there's other activities at the track as well as the offsite memorabilia show. So if you're in
Yeah.
town for that race, you want to check it out.
Yeah. And if you're a NASCAR guy, you can probably find some stuff up there at good prices because like I said, it's primarily an indie show. So, the indie guys are, they're like the NASCAR, and I'll just get rid of some of this. Kind of like what we see at the National too with people who collect baseball cards. They have NASCAR and they're like, I just want to get rid of it. But remember, I found in a binder. I was just flipping through a binder, and I saw a signed ticket by Jeff Gordon from the 1994 Brickyard 400 and a 1995 Brickyard 400 signed by Dale Earnhardt. I bought both of them. They were like, I don't know, $25 a piece or something. It's crazy. And I got them authenticated by PSA, so they were good. Well, they look good anyway. I mean, you and I looked at them and it was like, they're good.
Yes. And so IndyCar, folks who collect IndyCar, when we went to the fairgrounds, and I would expect the memorabilia show to be very similar, but because there's not a lot of Indy cards, folks go after tickets, pins, programs. What am I leaving out? Maybe some uniforms and stuff like that. So
Pennants,
pennants, yes. So there's gonna be a lot of that there, but then there will be other oddball stuff as well.
yeah, hence the word memorabilia.
Very good. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. That's why you keep me around.
Yeah, so I would definitely check it out. If you're watching the show, then you're into cards and memorabilia, then you will definitely want to make sure it's on your stop. So, and I think we're gonna have to put it on our stop for next year. So,
Definitely. I'm wanting to go next year. We can go with that and go to the 500 and have a big time.
right. And then for Charlotte, with previously we had the All-Star race here, and then we'd have the Coke 600. But that week between there, the race shops have their fan fest. And so if you're a fan of a particular driver or a particular team, always check out their social media about a week before or maybe even earlier in the month, and they will detail their fan experience and what you need to do. Sometimes you have to be there early in the morning to get an armband and then come back later on. I've been to numerous ones. Kyle Busch has a fan club and that he has at his truck shop, and that actually costs money, but it gives you access one or two autos to him, Samantha, and the truck drivers as and then a tour of the shop, and they'll have sheet metal or whatever. I've been to Petty. What else I've been to? I've been Roush. Those are some where you show up early and they'll have queue lines for particular drivers, and you can get armbands or tickets or whatever it is, and then come back. Hendrick does them as well. Canassie. Well, I've been to Canassie. They're all run very, very similar to that. But like I said, just the thing is a little bit of prep work earlier on in the month to find out what's going on and how you can participate. And then naturally, at the Walmart Bass Pro Shop, they'll have signings. I'm sure Joey Logano's visiting Planet Fitness and stuff like that. So just follow your socials. And so if you're in town for the races, they're great opportunities to either have Q&A and autograph sessions and get a picture with the driver or get an autograph. So
Yeah. Another thing you can do too when you go to those autograph events is bring a chair, and you can set your chair out and you can leave. We've done that before.
yeah, I haven't I haven't done that in a while, but yes, they're one of these unwritten rules is you go the night before and set your chair up and either hang out for a little bit or make sure your name's on your chair and then head home and then show up early in the morning and sit in your chair. So
Yep. It's funny how that works, but everybody's so trustworthy, which and they don't get mad if you're there, and like we've gone and we hung out, talked to the other people in line, just kind of have fun. Then it's like, okay, it's starting to rain. I think it's time to go home. Time to go take a nap and come back. So we did that, and we came back, and our chairs were still there. People came back. Everybody was good. No arguing, no nothing. It was all cool.
yeah, and then depending on how many people are in your group, as it gets closer to the time of the actual event, all the chairs disappear and people, will stand up in the line or whatever, and or they'll put the chairs to the side, and after the autograph signing, whatever it is, then everybody goes back and gets their chair. So
It's cool.
yeah, it's like I said, it's been a few years since I've been, but um, I haven't seen anything to say anything has changed. So
Yeah, so there's a lot to do race weeks here in the U.S. I'm sure in Monaco, you can go get on a boat and do stuff.
okay,
Uh,
but well, I
I
was
don't
gonna say so.
know.
Like in NASCAR, they'll have stuff in the other towns, but in Charlotte, because this is kind of the home base for a lot of the drivers, they will go another level up with, like I said, Fan Fest. So I've been to Roush before where they're just giving away stuff, and Petty, they had breakfast and lunch for you, as well as signing, and they would have sell sheet metal or have raffles for stuff for sheet metal or sponsor sponsored hats and shirts and all kinds of stuff. So it's always a pretty good time if you can make it. So um, any other nuggets we have? You're on mute. Are you muted? Oh, you're muted.
Wow, I
Welcome
was
back.
muted. I have a couple little news nuggets.
All right.
Let me whip them out here. The first one is there's more news on Josh Berry. We've heard some more news today that it's pretty much imminent that he is going to replace Kevin Harvick at Stewart Haas Racing in the number 4 car next year for 2024. They say a deal is expected to be completed in the coming weeks. Sources tell. That's what it says. Sources tell. So that's cool. I'm high on Josh Berry. I'm glad to see he's not at some other teams. I'm glad he's at Stewart Haas. I'm proud for that. So I think his stock is going to rise even more. So go Josh Berry. And then we heard a rumor online. You know how crazy freaking online is and social media. There were some things going around that Lewis Hamilton was going to be going to Ferrari. Oh my God. But that's not true. From The Guardian, it says Lewis Hamilton has insisted he will continue to race in Formula One at Mercedes with a new contract expected to be signed within weeks, and has denied a report that Ferrari has approached him with an offer to join the Scuderia. The 7-time champion's contract with Mercedes ends at the end of this year, but he dismissed the rumors as pure speculation.
Yeah, I wonder who started that. If that was Lewis's camp, because they're working on a
Yeah,
contract renewal.
that's it. It's like, oh my God, we're going to lose him. We're going to lose him. We got to pay him more. So yeah, so that's the only news I have. I mean, it's kind of a slow news week, And we did have the All-Star race, and I will say that at lap 56, I went to sleep because Kyle Larson got out there, and it was like game over.
He is good.
Yeah, buddy, he was killing them for sure.
Yeah,
So
he
that's all
is.
I got, dude.
Yeah, we talked about him before. He came up dirt racing. Uh, they're talking about going to more or wanting to go to more short tracks. That's going to play right into his hands. So I don't know if he's going
Yeah,
to win. 5, 6, 7 championships. We'll see here. He's off to a good start this year. It's kind of mimicking what he did. What was it 2 years ago?
yep. This is looking a lot like 2 years ago, and he could have won a couple other races. Ross Chastain has really been a thorn in his side.
Yeah, he's been a thorn. Chastain's been a thorn on a lot of people's sides.
I like it. I like Ross Chastain. So I like the fact that he's giving these drivers grief. So I'm cool with it.
Kind of need a little bit to shake it up. Otherwise, it's pretty boring. Now, what did you think about the North Wilkesboro? I liked it only because it brings. We're big fans of history of the sport and some of these older drivers and older tracks. And I think you tweeted it out, and I also had mentioned it. The 1988 Max set had track cards for the tracks, and I love it because it's got their phone number on the back. And I think Panini or whatever is missing a golden opportunity. Now it's going to take some legwork, don't get me wrong, but to have track cards again and put the social media for the tracks and phone numbers or whatever, I just think it'd be awesome, kind of like a little retro.
Yeah, they could get the buy-in from the tracks, and maybe the tracks kick them a little money to say, hey, do these cards and put all our information on there. I mean, it could be a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, so I saw you tweet the North Wilkesboro Speedway card in the 88 Max set.
Yeah, I did that one, and then there was one in the Pioneers of Racing, and there was two in the Masters of Racing. Then there was some winners cards from Rusty Wallace and forget who the other winner was that year in 1988. But I tweeted out those cards as well.
I
So
think
I
it
had a
was
lot.
Labonte.
Yeah, Terry
Terry
Labonte.
Labonte.
Yeah, so there was actually quite a few cards, that they had for North Wilkesboro. I just thought it was cool. I was really happy about North Wilkesboro getting back onto some kind of schedule, and now that they fixed that thing up, maybe a cup race could go back there. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
So
I know they're working on Rockingham as well. So they're bringing some of these back
I love Rockingham too. I'd like to see that one come back.
again, and just trying to do the nostalgia. I think NASCAR is doing a great job. They have Chicago street race coming up early July, so
Mm-hmm.
they're mixing it up, and it's just not your old super speedway oval, right?
No. I'm glad to see that NASCAR is finally evolving with the times, because I think if you don't change, you're going to die. So they've had to adapt, and I think they've really adapted well.
All sports have
Hmm.
successful or sports that continue to be successful. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, they've all
Yeah.
had to evolve with rule changes and or whatever. So expansion. So pretty cool.
Yep.
Well, I think that's
So
it. Yep.
yeah, is it time to press play on the iPod?
I will do it. Here we go.
Okay. All right. This week's King's Court. We're going to start out. Let's see. We're going to start out with our honorable mention for the week. This was on the 20th of May. It's a 2018 Victory Lane, which I like Victory Lane a lot. I know Val likes it too. Uh, this is a Victory Lane prime patch of Chris Buescher. It's a 1 of 1. It went out for bidding, and it ended up at $355 with 44 bids. And I just like that patch. You know, it's the JTG Daughtry Racing
Hmm.
patch for when he was driving for those guys before he went over to Roush. But I just thought that was a really cool patch, and I mean, it went for some, in my opinion, some serious money, $355.
That's awesome. And I think you touched on something that I don't think we talk about or have talked about it much is the 2018 Victory Lane.
No, we don't.
Those are 16. They're two 8 case boxes. Sorry, two 8 box cases. Right?
There you go.
Two eight. Yeah. Thank you. And I want to say that there's a jumbo patch in each one of the 8 box cases.
Yes, you are correct. There's in each half case. There's one, like one of these cards here, one jumbo 1 of 1.
Yeah. So it's not, guaranteed every half case, but I think more times than not, you're going to get one of those. So every one that we've opened, eight box case, we've got jumbos out of them.
Yes, we have, because we bought a case and split it, and you got one and I got one.
Right. And then we had gotten a half case before that, and we got pulled one out of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
that just in case you don't know if those prices come down, and again, this was 300 and some. That's almost the price of a half case,
yeah, $355, man.
right? Because I think those are come down. They used to be like 100 and something a box. I think they've come down. So anyway, just letting everybody know a little extra nugget there. So
Yeah,
next,
cool, man. All right, next, our Joker of the Week. This is on the 22nd of May. It's a 1996 press pass burning rubber Dale Earnhardt Sr. out of 500. And it says first game used cards rare, which is true. Press Pass is the one that was the very first company to put memorabilia on a card, and it was this. This is the reason I brought this up. It was this very issue that was the very first one. Was the burning rubber, the original burning rubber. And as you can see, it's numbered on the back. It's number 225 of 500. And they were asking, and this card is raw, keep in mind, they were asking $399 for this card. Guess what? Somebody went click
oh
and they
wow,
bought it for $399. That's an awesome card, man. Yeah, I only ever pulled one of these. I pulled a Mark Martin back in the day. But they were
yeah.
tough. It's not like it is now where you get guaranteed hits. I mean, it was like every so many boxes you got one of these. You didn't get one in every box.
So talking about setting a precedence here, it actually says the race it was used October 8th, 1995, at the UAW GM Quality 500.
But you notice something else too, dude. I didn't even notice this till you zoomed in on it. It's got some paper loss on the back of it. Look at that, like on the A on Earnhardt on the
Yep.
bottom.
Yep.
and it's got a little bit of paper loss. I wonder if the dude who bought it noticed that, because I didn't notice it until just now. But still, these are cool cards. It's a
I
great
think,
the
yeah,
great
it
set.
started it all.
It started it all. It started the memorabilia card craze, which I don't know if we enjoy it so much today or not, but we enjoy the hits. We'll say that.
Yep.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So next up is our Jack of the Week. Our young driver. This is on the 21st of May. It's a 2022 Topps Dynasty F1 Zhao Guan Yu. I think every time I say his name, I say it a little bit differently, but it's got the Zoltan patch on there. It's got a Z, Zoltan.
Yeah.
Um, it's out of 10, and this card actually went out for bidding as well. It ended up at $1,747 with 49 bids.
That is
Zoltan.
impressive. And raw. Yeah.
And
Wow.
it's a raw card from Dynasty, but the Dynasty boxes are still going for more than that, right? Or they come down?
Actually, I think I have to go out and look, but I want to say it's real close. So you even get this great, amazing card, and you could be taking a loss. That's
Yeah, that was my point. Is like, oh my God, you sold this card for $1,747, but you still may have lost money. So
right.
that's
Then you have all the eBay
yeah,
fees and everything else, and yeah, it's just like, the flipping game is a tough game to play.
yeah. It's out of my league. I'm not spending that kind of money on boxes of Dynasty like that, unless they were $400 or $500. Then I might try. Yeah, that's a cool card. I like it's got the Z. Um,
Yeah, you like that.
Zotan.
So 21 Topps Dynasty is 1300,
Yeah.
and
So 22 is probably about somewhere in that ballpark range.
I'm looking at Blowout. I don't think they have any.
Real time pricing right here, folks, on
Yeah.
NasCardRadio.
And the 8-box case of 2018 Victory Lane we talked about with that jumbo, 475
$475
for
for
a
8 box.
case.
Is that a half case or a full case?
That is a half case.
Okay, that's for whatever it is, 8 boxes or whatever. Holy crap, that's
Yeah.
great.
So their special price was basically $60 a box.
Oh man, I may have to buy some of that stuff.
So hopefully they bring hopefully they bring racing wax to the national. That was one of the things I kind of forgot about, but there was not a lot of racing wax. They were bringing all F1 wax because it was higher prices and more demand, I guess, for it. So hopefully we get some of that racing back. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
hopefully.
digress. All right, next.
All right, next up, Queen of the Week.
But I'm gonna tell you that $1,700 and 40 something bids is a lot.
It
So
is.
way to go.
All right, so Queen of the Week. This is on the 20th of May. It's a 2018. Keep that in mind. This is the rookie year. Certified Racing. Next signatures. It's a purple version of Haley Deegan. It's number 5 of 10. And this card went out for bidding as well. And I like that card. It's actually in purple. That's a pretty nice looking card.
I do like that too.
But it went for $425.01 with 33 bids.
Wow.
So Haley is still commanding some moolah.
Yeah, not crazy money, but still a good piece of for over $400 for a number out of 10, 2018 rookie. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. And like I said, that's a rookie signature. So that was the very first ones to come out and certified. And she didn't have any base cards. She just had I think she had the insert and she had the insert autograph.
in certified, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was all she had.
Baser and Prism and Victory Lane.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
So,
That's
yeah,
pretty
cool.
good. Yeah.
All right, our King of the Week. We've seen this card before, not the same card, but a version of this card. This was on the 23rd of May. It's a 1994 Max Medallion, number 99, Dale Earnhardt. 1988 Max Redemption out of nine. It says out of 999, but we both know it's out of 1,000.
It is out of 1,000.
And it's a PSA 10. Of
I
course,
was,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it's missing the letter too, right?
Yeah, there's a letter that's supposed to go with it.
Okay, sorry, good.
So yeah, because that letter also has a signature on it. So
Yes.
that's also a nice thing to have. But this is a PSA 10. They were freaking asking $8,950 for this thing. It's like, come on, people. But they accepted a best offer of $1,850 for this, which I
That's not
think
bad.
actually it's not bad. I think that's actually a little low. I think that the seller may have left a little bit of money on the table with this card. But they did have that pie in the sky number of 8,950. It's like, really? Urgh.
Well, yeah, they do that, and hoping that they get so, hey, I can go, half
Man, get
price and
somebody on the
stuff
hook,
for it.
man. Let's get them.
Yeah, yeah.
Reel them in. But yeah, this is a NASCAR glamour card without a doubt.
Yes, it is,
It's number 910.
and it comes with the matching certificate, so that's pretty cool.
It's nice to have that. And it's too bad they don't have the letter because that's also nice to have. But still, it's a nice card. Um, I think we talked about last week with the 72 STP Richard Petty. That's one of the cards. If you're serious about collecting NASCAR, that's a card you want to have. This is also one of those same cards that if you're serious about it, this is a card you want to have in your collection as well.
Yeah, when we talk about the top 5 of some of these vintage NASCAR trading cards, this is definitely one of those, and less than 2,000's not a bad price considering when you price, a top 5 for baseball or top 5 for football or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, $1,800 just for the new guys.
Yeah, 1,850 bucks for this card. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if I think whoever got this got a steal personally.
Yeah, I think it was on the lower side. It's a tough card, had to be redeemed, and it's kind of the legit 1988 Max.
Yeah, it's the legit one. It's not the one that came out the back door. This is the one that actually had the redemption in the medallion packs.
Right.
And God, I know I tried to get some of those, but those boxes were like expensive back then. And I wasn't making a lot of money, and I bought 2 boxes. I remember from my LCS, and that's all I could afford. And I didn't, of course, I never hit one, but it would have been really nice to hit one of those bad boys.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right. So our next up is our ace of the week. It's our one of one. This is on the 23rd of May. It's a 2022 Topps Dynasty F1, and we have another our pal Zhao Guan Yu. It's a
Hmm.
gold one of one. It's a PSA 9/10. It's a 9 for the card and a 10 for the auto. And they were asking $5,150 for this card. And they weren't really far off. They accepted a best offer of $4,500 for this card.
Wow.
Yeah. I was looking at those patches. I really couldn't tell where they came from, except the very first one with the black looks like part of the Puma.
Yep.
Um, but the other ones, I really don't know where they came from. But this one's really nice because they did use 3 different patches, and I think they did a great job on this card, and as they should really on a one of one. If you're gonna manufacture a one of one, you want it to be unique.
I
And I
think he
think
did a great job with the signature as well.
he did. That'd be cool if he signed it in. He's from China, I believe. Signed it in Chinese. That would be cool.
That would
Yeah,
definitely
I
take
just
it
thought
up
that was
another level.
yeah. But I just thought this was a neat card. I like it. Like I said, it's our highest priced one of one for this week.
That's
But
impressive.
Yeah, it's a nice card, man.
It is
Forty five
very
hundred
nice.
bucks out of my league.
Mine too.
Yep. All right. Our next one is our last one. It is a Royal Flush, and this was from the 21st of May. We've seen variations of this or other copies of this card before. It's a 2005 Formula Lewis Hamilton rookie PSA 8, and they were asking $16,000. And this thing comes from the Czech Republic, I believe, if I'm
That's
not
correct.
mistaken. Is the guy who's selling these? He accepted the best offer. Whew! Guess how much the best offer was?
I have
It's
no idea.
well, it's a NasCard Radio buttload. It is $10,000 is what he
Wow.
accepted for this card. Now, I saw another one that sold back on April 14th this year that he sold. It's also a PSA 8 and it sold for $69.99. So this card is going up. But it did go down. It was like very expensive when it first came out. But
Yeah, because he's the one who kind of I won't say discovered them or took these, had them cataloged on the trading card database, sent them to PSA and got them recognized and then kind of accepted in the hobby and basically blew out the 2006 Formula was a Futura
Futera, yeah, they blew that one out, and because that one had sold previously for
like
a
crazy money, hundreds of
buttload of
thousands.
cash too.
Yeah. So again, this is the F3. This is his first. These were issued in the Formula magazine, and there's a lot of cards in there per issue. So it's really an incredible series, uh, but crazy hard, to find.
Yeah, it makes me want to book a flight to the Czech Republic and put out ads in the paper.
I thought about it. Take some time off, go over there, and
Yeah, spend
find all
spend a
these
few
old
weeks.
magazines from 2005.
Yeah, maybe strike a little bit of gold.
Yeah, it's
Literally,
almost been 20 years ago. Wow.
that's hard to believe he's been racing that long. But I mean, look at Kevin Harvick and guys like that. But anyway, um, yeah, this is a cool card. I mean, I like F1, and if that was my if I just was collecting F1, this would be a card I would definitely be trying to go after. But it's just not in my league, so to speak. Uh, but
Y-
I do like the card.
Yeah, I'm not even the zip code.
You're barely within the same country, right?
Yeah, but no, I love that card. If I had that kind of disposable income, I would purchase one of those.
Yeah, Dale. We'll get Dale Jr. to buy us one. He's got plenty of money.
There you go, and then break it out and have Lewis sign it.
Yeah, really, and then get it regraded. Oh my God, can you imagine that? Oh, people would
I
go
can.
crazy. But yeah, that's a cool card, and that's it for this week's King's Court.
Well, awesome. Thanks for that. Anything else we need to cover here before we wrap it up?
I can't think of anything else that we need to talk about. We've already talked about the indie show and things to do in Charlotte. We've talked about the races. We've talked about all kinds. We've gone off on several other tangents as
Yeah, I
usual.
know. Sorry, everybody. Do you want to pick your winners real quick? Who you got for Monaco?
Monaco, I'm just gonna go with Max Verstappen.
Same here. Indy
I mean,
500.
Pato Award.
All right. Alex Pillow.
Okay,
Coke 600.
Coke 600. Um, gosh, that's gonna be a toughie for me. I'm going to go with a Gibbs car. I'm going to say Martin Truex Jr.
All right. I'm going with Hendrick Chase Elliott.
I it's hard for me to root for Hendrick. I'm sorry.
I know you can't.
I mean, I like Chase and I love Chase because he's a great guy. And if I was going to pick any of the Hendrick drivers, he'd probably be the one I would pick.
Okay. All right. So everybody will want to tune in next week to see how we do, and then our special guest and You won't want to miss it because we'll talk about all the cards. So, but from me and Logan, we appreciate you watching. Um, appreciate it very much. Good.
Hold on. One more thing we got to say. Ty freaking Gibbs. Hashtag skid marks. And hashtag slow fire.
All right. So now we can close out
We
for
can
the
close it
day.
out.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the race weekend. Be safe. And you'll catch us next week. But back here. Have a great weekend.